So now, okay, let's get into, we've seen one episode so far. We've met you on the first episode. So now, to your reference before, so how do you feel you did on this first episode?
Well, I've got to say, it's so funny how they edit everything, but I
Hmm.
really did walk into a girls' dinner on a Friday night in New York, knowing one person, and there's like 35 or 40 people there. And, Lisa introduced me, and then she was like, bye. And so I didn't know what to do. I was nervous. And I think then when I get nervous, I rely on like my debutante skills. I just fall back to that, which I think might have been weird to some people, but it just that way I know how I'm acting. Like, here's the table, I know where to go. So that's why I was looking for place cards. Like, I didn't know where to sit. I don't know anybody in this room. And so that, place cards is everything to me. Makes me feel better. Like, I like to be told, go sit there. And Erica was actually the girl that said, come sit here. She was really nice. She was really welcoming. She was like, come sit over here. So it was just crazy. It was a weird experience.
Did you feel the most welcome by her, just out of that quick, like, I'm here and who's kind of pulling me in?
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely because she wanted to make sure that I was sitting somewhere because I didn't know. And and really from that moment, also Kyle, we bonded really quickly. She's great and she's really funny and she wants to listen to you and get to know you. She's not you know, LA tends to do this when you're talking to someone. They're looking around to see who else is better to talk to. She doesn't do that. So that was refreshing.
New York does that in a different way
In a
too.
different way. New Yorkers are different.
Yeah, it's a different agenda here, but we do it. But I think you're right. It's probably more in LA.
Yeah, for sure.
It's more related to the business and who's who and all
Yeah.
this other stuff.
Yeah. Hmm.
And then did you feel not welcome? Like, who did you feel the least welcome by out of that group?
Well, I don't know. I don't think least welcome. That weekend was tough for me because I had to get to know all of these girls. And where Garcelle already knew Lisa and Denise and had a long history with Denise. And so I was really struggling just to kind of get time in to talk to people. At first, it was rough to get to know Teddy. She was kind of quiet, but I'm quiet too at first. I'm not anymore. Once you get to know me, it's like, shut up. But, I'm quiet. So it was just, I think with everybody. But she was maybe the most shy out of everybody.
That's fair. And then going back to fashion, which I have a thing for fashion,
Yeah.
you then said Erica's dress was too short.
No, the things that come out of your mouth, it's like, what's that thing? Well, it was really short. What am I going to say? It was short. And I am a sucker for a short dress. I love a short dress and I love shorts. So I mean, it was kind of short.
It was short. And Teddy, you said, was in a romper.
Yes, that's true fact.
And then with Dorit, because you thought she said Fendi, but she said Fenty, which is Rihanna's brand, and you didn't like a celebrity brand.
That is not what happened.
Tell me what happened.
I,
And
I was
I'm not giving you shade. I'm just breaking it down for
no.
everyone.
Well, okay. One, that brand had just come. I did not know about Fenty Beauty. So, but let's just start off with the first thing I said to Dorit was, I love your dress. It's so pretty. And she was like, it's Fenty. So when you do Dorit's weird accent thing, and I heard, and so I was like, Fendi? I didn't know what she was saying.
Right.
And and then it was, the brand was really new, and I remember I had read something about Rihanna doing something with LVMH, so I just got it wrong. Sue me. I loved the dress. It wasn't, and it's not that I don't. And the whole collaboration thing was about anybody. It's like, if I like something, I don't care who did it. If I
Right.
don't like something, I don't care if God came down and collaborated with Tom Ford on that. I just know, if I don't like it, I don't like it. And God and Tom Ford are pretty much up here for me. So, I don't
Tom
like
Ford
it.
is way up there.
I'm not going to like it just because it's my two like people. If I don't like the
I
dress, I don't like the dress.
Yeah, and I think that Dorit didn't really understand what you were. I mean, you didn't say it to her, but I think she was like, "What?"
I think we were all confused.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, I was
"Okay."
nervous. I'm like, what am I doing here? I don't know these people, and there's cameras all over the place, and I got to talk to everybody. It was just, oh my,
When did you go from that, and that you're in a different city? I mean, you kind of live in New York too, but I mean, that's like a whole added thing of like you're not really close to your full-time home.
right. Well, actually, I feel sometimes more at home in New York than I do in LA for sure.
But when did you go from that of like being nervous and there's cameras and like what to expect to like, oh, there's cameras here? I didn't even realize.
That weekend, the girls are all really sweet. I will say, I mean, everybody has their trials and tribulations, but we all want each other to succeed and we all want each other to look good. So it was that time, like they kept moving me, like so that I would be in like better light or something that weekend. And then I was like, okay, I'm starting to get this. So then you can relax. You just, if you know where you are, you kind of know the jam, then you can relax and actually listen to people and not be nervous about what you're doing.
Right. And did you find it like hard to speak up? Because I've spoken to some other housewives, not Beverly Hills, where like they're like, I came onto the show and it just I couldn't get a word in edgewise
Yeah. I
with
mean,
these
you gotta
pros.
fight. You gotta fight. You go in there and you're fighting for just to be heard or have a story told or something. Yeah, for sure. And
Because
those
this,
my friends are, you know, they've been doing this for a while, so they're professional. So yeah, it was hard for me, and I'm so like I can be a little quiet sometimes. So that was one of the great things I think about the shows. It really pushed me to get out of that part of myself quickly. Quickly, you got to go.
yeah. And it's a bunch of big personalities
Huge
that you're.
personalities. Yeah.
Who did you feel like the most close to, like just now that the whole season's over? You know what I mean? Like, is there someone you just kind of like bonded with more than everyone
Definitely
else?
Kyle. We worked together a little bit because I bought some pieces from her fashion show to put in the store. So I had to work with her a few times on that and got to spend a little bit more time one-on-one with her than any of the other girls. So, and you know, I mean, Lisa is just always there. She just cracks me up, and you know, she pisses me off, she cracks me up, she makes me cry, she makes me laugh, all of it. Um, Denise, I got to know, and she's really just so down to earth and very sweet. That was she felt like a comfort spot for me. If I felt uncomfortable, she was like nurturing. So, but they all, and I liked getting to know all of them. I really did. We had a blast, and then we had a blast.
You had a blast and a blast, yes. Who did you find it the hardest to get to know out of the whole group?
I think Dorit.
Really?
Yeah, and it was funny because I thought I think that when I first met her, I was like, I think that's who I'm going to really connect with because, you know, but it didn't. It took a long time